Hello, welcome back. This video is really almost like a guide, shall we say. A wee bit of advice for anyone who might be looking to buy a basketball jersey, or maybe you're a keen collector and you just really want to watch this, see what I've got, what I'm interested in. I'm not entirely sure, but jerseys, shorts is really where it all started for me in terms of collecting basketball memorabilia, whether it be shoes, etc. So when I was a kid here in Scotland, I said in a previous video that it was very difficult to get a hold of jerseys, shoes, anything at all. I mean, we're talking about early 90s here, so basketball was not really a very popular sport in Scotland, in the UK in general. So we had to order, I'll try and get a photograph if I can, but it used to be a little book. It was like a magazine, and you used to order jerseys, t-shirts, this kind of thing. And that was the only place at the time we could get any sort of memorabilia. Fast forward, things are way different now. I've got a very large collection of shoes, very large collection of jerseys, and I've been collecting for some time. This is me downsized a lot because over time, I'm sure if you're somebody watching this and you collect jerseys, you're probably going to agree with me here. The quality has improved dramatically with brands such as Mitchell Ness and Nike due to the technology improving for certain materials. And it's an area where we see the market is getting flooded with a lot of counterfeit jerseys, and it's becoming increasingly difficult to not only source older jerseys from the past, but legit ones. And I'm going to go through a couple of things. This isn't really a video for if you're looking for a fake or you're looking for a genuine jersey. I will touch on that very slightly. However, this is more about what happens to your jerseys over time, and that way you get an idea of if you're going to buy one, make sure you're going to buy one that suits not only your budget, but what might happen to the jersey over time. And I'm also going to do a small comparison and pick out key aspects of each jersey or shorts, so that way you probably get a better idea of what's more suitable for you. So anyway, one of my most prized possessions that I have is this Champion Jamal Mashburn Monster Mash Miami Heat jersey. I have had this jersey for a number of years. The quality is fantastic. This is just a replica jersey, and this basically means that it's not the official jersey the players wear. It's basically just a replica, as in the numbers and the letters are printed on rather than sewn on. The jerseys are relatively thin mesh material, and if these aren't looked after very well, the mesh can almost feel as if it's getting thinner, and the print will start to crack, which is not great because obviously, I mean, this jersey is what, mid-90s now, so yeah, it's verging on nearly 30 years old. So this is a prized possession, like I say, and these jerseys are increasingly difficult to get hold of. They do fetch a lot of money on eBay, so if you do see them, then just be careful you're not buying a fake. Things to look out for are the tag at the bottom, and make sure there's some sort of tag at the top here, and the NBA logo is either stitched on, or you get ones that are kind of printed on, like almost like a velour velvet material, and you've got the Champion logo. By looking at the letters and the numbers, yeah, these are dated, but you can quite obviously tell if one of these are fake or not, because the quality of the fake ones is pretty poor. So anyway, this one here, again, if you want to look after this, try not wash it too much. If you don't wear it too much, these don't come around very often, very hard to find. Look after these as best you can. It's a bit of history right there. So next up, we have a Swingman New York Knicks Latrell Sprewell jersey from the 90s again, and this is where the technology started to get better. Popularity of hip-hop artists, celebrities wearing jerseys out in the public, and then it just created this demand for the jerseys to be made even more. So these ones, material wise, were again the replica version, if you will. it wasn't the authentic ones. The authentic ones of these are still, again, very difficult to get a hold of. Very similar to the Champion ones, because the Champion ones are, even the replica versions can be quite tricky. But these ones have the names and the letters sewn on, and the quality is better in my opinion in terms of the jersey material, the trim round the edge, the little jock tag at the bottom. You've got the Nike swing tag at the top as well, the NBA logo and the swoosh. These kind of stitching details, I really prefer that over to anything heat pressed or printed on, and the reason being is durability. However, there is a downside. I'll get close-ups of this for you. You can see that over time the stitching area has become a little frayed. The orange colour within the 8 is obviously starting to come out of the material that's used during the wash, and then the edges start to get really tatty and they fade over time. This is a problem because, again, these are the replica, the downgraded version, and obviously if you're wearing these playing basketball or even just casually, they get dirty, you put them in the wash, and this happens quite a lot. These materials are not going to stand the test of time compared to these areas here that are fully sewn. So it begs the question, is this a viable option to go and buy a jersey like this? Is this something that's going to stand the test of time? In my opinion, not really, because it still is a replica version. It's designed to be within the budget of the majority of the general public, and they're there for variety. And this is where it opened up a new market, and what happened was demand increased, that they wanted the authentic jerseys. People wanted to feel what it was like to put on the authentic jersey on the court, and this is where Mitchell Ness came in. So I'm looking at the Mitchell Ness website here, right, and this is the Australian website, and it's got like a timeline. I've just clicked on this, not even bothered to look at the UK site, to be honest, and it says here on 1987 and 1988, on July the 6th, Sports Illustrated features Mitchell Ness in an article, "Baseball flannels are hot." This then paved the way for Mitchell and Ness gaining exclusive rights to make player number jerseys. Now that was a bit of a game changer, because Mitchell and Ness then all of a sudden had the rights to make these baseball jerseys, and that was pretty much it. But then in 1998 to 2000, that era of where things started to really take a turn and explode onto the market in terms of hip-hop stars wearing jerseys, celebrities seen in magazines, the jerseys then became increasingly popular among entertainers and athletes, like I say, making frequent appearances in music videos and magazines. And then what happened was the Cooperstown collection was so successful, the NBA, the NFL and the NHL were granted Mitchell and Ness licenses. This was fantastic news for all us sports fans who wanted to buy an authentic jersey, because what Mitchell and Ness done was they created the Swingman collection and they created the authentic collection. Now if I just reach over here, I'm going to grab this jersey right here. So this is a Swingman jersey, very similar to the Latrell Sprewell one from Nike for the Knicks. It's a Tim Hardaway Miami Heat jersey. This looks fantastic. It's really crisp with the colours. However, this is all sewn on, and these were the first Swingman kind of phase, shall we say, that they brought out. Everything was sewn on very similar to the Nike ones, but they had the same problem. As soon as you wash these, the colour runs out and then it starts to look faded and it doesn't look great. And you've spent all that money on a jersey, and only after a couple of washes it really starts to kind of look shit, to be perfectly honest. Again, Mitchell and Ness tags at the bottom, you've got Mitchell and Ness tags, swing tags at the top, and this is a problem with what happens nowadays is people who are in the counterfeit market are producing these jerseys and they're trying to copy Mitchell and Ness's standard. So please be careful if you're on eBay, if you're on Vinted or Depop or any of these third-party sites. So Reddit is a fantastic platform to use for comparing fake jerseys to genuine ones. So if you've got any questions, feel free to go and hit posts and stuff. People generally get back to you quite quickly and give you that helping hand you need. So, but this one here, again, we see The NBA logo is all embroidered up the top there in gold. Very nice detailing, but then everything here is sewn and it's all kind of replica panels, and it feels very plasticky and I really don't like it. Love the jersey, but this material I was on the fence about. We now get to the Mitchell Ness authentic jerseys. These are the same standard as what players wear in today's game, or when if it was this was Stephon Marbury in 1997-1998 for the Timberwolves. So this is the same standard as the authentic jersey he wore during that season. The details in these jerseys is through the roof, for the simple fact that Mitchell and Ness have went out their way to provide a very unique experience for somebody who wants to collect these jerseys. And when I was a young kid, I had this, you know, I'm just like anybody else. You would watch Michael Jordan on the TV, or maybe it was Kobe, or maybe it was LeBron, and you'd go out in the back garden and you would try and replicate the moves. We all done it, you know, but there's something special about putting on the jersey that that player wore. And if that jersey is to the exact specifications of what they wore, it's another level entirely. As soon as you lift this jersey, you feel the weight. That's the first thing. The quality of the materials that are used. This is double lined, so this is the outside shell, and then inside there's a second material to whip the sweat away from your body. The materials that are used here are varied, and the background with this kind of glitter effect of the silver background, and then everything is all embroidered on the top. We've got the trees surrounding on the trim, NBA logos embroidered. It's a slightly different authentic tag on the Mitchell Ness Authentics, so that way you can differentiate between them and the Swingman. And then on the back we've got Marbury and the number 3. So the details in these jerseys is fantastic, and although the price point is higher than Swingman's or any of the majority of the lower grade jerseys out there, it's like that for a very good reason. And over time, my collection is built up to a point where I'm now able to get these. BSTN, you've got Mitchell Ness himself, you've got Kicks, you've got a wealth of websites that stock these. And from time to time, usually during the seasons, autumn, winter, summer, spring, etc., there's sales on. You can pick these up at a fair price. For some reason, you can get bargains on eBay and Depop. Some people don't really know what these are, so if you keep your eyes peeled, you can actually pick up some really nice jerseys at a fraction of the cost as well. So keep an eye out. Now, I collect jerseys, shorts, shoes. I've already mentioned that, but it was actually the jerseys that I took a big kind of deep dive into to start off with. I'm now going to move on to the shorts. In my personal opinion, in Scotland, as most people know, it's cold, so we don't get the opportunity to really wear jerseys on a nice sunny day. You know, it's just we don't have the climate for it. So in that case, I started to reduce down my collection, and then one day I was on eBay and I seen a pair of the Mitchell Ness authentic shorts. They were a bargain, and I thought, do you know what, I'm just going to get them and give them a try and see what they're like. If the jerseys are that good, surely the shorts must be that good as well. So I purchased a pair and I was blown away, and right away the first thing that came to mind was the comparison to the Swingmans again, and the difference in the quality. So these here are the Swingman version of the New Jersey Nets from back in the late 90s into the early 2000s. And again, it's the same thing with the logos and stuff. Now, to give Nike their due, they've done a great job with the jerseys during that period of again embroidering the swoosh and the NBA logo in. These shorts have also got double lined in the inside, again to wipe the sweat away, which is fantastic. It's double there, so there is good quality in terms of materials there. But here's where the bad thing starts. I'll get a close up for you, but on this Nets logo, you can see that they're starting to fade away in the dark blue areas because of the wash. and when you touch it, it feels like it's cracking. So I don't know how many more washes these will take before they really start to show wear, and to me that's a bit of a problem, because this is a vintage team and it's a vintage pair of shorts. You want to be able to wear them, but at the same time not worry too much of them getting damaged in the wash. And this material that is being used in the Swingmans for Mitchell Ness, previous eras with Nike, etc., it's a bit of an issue. So these ones, if you're going to collect them, then it might be an idea to keep a hold of them, maybe not wear them too much. But if I'm putting money in something and I want to keep a hold of it, it's not that I'm putting my money in it to invest in it. I'm putting my money in it knowing that I'm getting the quality that I want. So to me, this was a bit of a downfall. Down the outside of the leg, we've also got this crisscross detailing, and it's faded. You can see that there was like a very vibrant kind of glitter effect, very similar to the Marbury background on the Marbury jersey, the Timberwolves logo, but it's gone. It's no longer there. So it's just this kind of dull grey. And other than that, then this is a perfectly good example of my point that the materials over time they do degrade due to the synthetic aspect, prints, plastics used when it comes to the logos. So that was the example I wanted to pull out on that. Before I get to the Mitchell Ness ones, I want to pull these ones out. These are the Brooklyn Nets authentic Nike shorts. These are vapor knit, and again another pair of shorts that have got some really nice detailing. The material is the same material the players wear on the court, and these are not player issue, but they are the authentic shorts. And again, we've got almost like a transition as such. So Nike, when they took over this time around, they wanted a superior fit. They wanted superior lightweight materials that breathe, so that there's more of a movement created for the player, less restriction, this kind of thing. So they've done that. However, the materials are then used for the logos. There's a mix of embroidery and synthetic. So MBU logo on these is actually synthetic, it's been heat pressed on. The Nets logo's been heat pressed on. The swoosh is actually embroidered, and on the logo itself, this patch has been sewn on. However, the actual Brooklyn logo has been heat pressed on top of that. I'm not sure why they've done that, but it might be just to save weight. On the inside, again, Nike quality, Nike standard. It's not double lined here, but the material is very lightweight. You can feel the vapor knit technology is slightly different from dry fit. This short features another aspect, which is the waistband. It's kind of like a rubber material, so it kind of sticks onto your boxer shorts or your waist on your skin, so they don't really slip down or anything, which is a nice touch. But yeah, a very nice pair of shorts. These are the same throughout. I have a pair of the Pacers ones as well, and they're really nice. However, again, there's no pockets, and at first I thought that's a bit of an issue if I want to put a phone in there or whatever, but there's ways around it, and I'll get to that in a second. So the authentic shorts, I actually went to Boston earlier on this year, and we went to see the Celtics play. It was the Celtics-Lakers game where LeBron had his meltdown. Quite funny. And then I thought to myself, do you know what, I'm going to actually order a bunch of Mitchell Ness shorts, because at that time I already had a few pairs of the authentic shorts. The first thing with the authentic shorts is the weight. These are so heavy. I mean, I can't even, they're not like ridiculously heavy, but there's a noticeable difference between these and the Swingman. The other thing that you notice right away is the thickness of this waistband. The waistband on these is extremely comfortable. It just hugs your waist. You know, you don't need to worry too much about tying the drawstring too tight, but the quality of the waistband on these shorts is fantastic. It's something you need to try on to feel the experience. It's quite strange. On the back of them, they generally have embroidered in there the year of the season that these were this standard. And then the team name, you've got the Mitchell Ness tags, and you've got the authentic tag stitched in there, which is very heavy duty, and to be honest, you don't really feel it when it's on. It's quite large, but again, you don't feel it. So the details, this is what these shorts are all about, is the details. Now right there you've got the Utah Jazz kind of smaller logo, and right, snowflake with the basketball, all embroidered, extremely nice quality. The Utah Jazz logo, again, I mean, look at that. The way the light hits in the threads, that's incredible. And you don't get that kind of quality with the Swingman shorts. The NBA logo is gold, and then the trim has these little cutouts for, again, movement. And it's just a nice touch with the stitching detail around there. Very, very nice. But I think my favourite thing with the Mitchell Ness shorts, and they do extremely well, is they do this kind of sublamination within the material, and we've got the mountain range from Utah. So it works very, very well. And if you look at these shorts, the colour scheme of these, it's really, really pops. So that was a pair that I got from Boston, and I thought, do you know what, I can't get them back home, I'll need to get a hold of them. This was another pair I got from Boston. The waistband, again, the exact same, heavy duty, grips your waist very well, same tags, same stitching on the inside. Now I did have these shorts as our Swingman pair. Now I wanted these ones because of the wolf on the side. The heat press shorts of the Swingman, when you were walking around, it was so light and flimsy, you know, and there's so many corners on this, I was worried it was going to catch something and rip off. So that was the main reason for kind of upgrading these shorts, if you will. But the quality of the stitching in this wolf, again, similar to the Utah Jazz, is fantastic. The way the light hits it, you've got the split in the shorts there, NBA logo, and then on this side, on the left leg, you've got the smaller Timberwolves logo, and again you've got the forest trim with all the stitching to match. Now again, these are double lined, and this is where the Mitchell Ness shorts, I feel, I don't know why, but I tend to be wearing the shorts more than the jerseys. Again, pretty cold in Scotland, wearing a basketball jersey out in the cold, it ain't a good recipe. But if you wear a pair of shorts with a plain t-shirt and a hoodie, nipping out, going to the gym, something like that, it's something that's a little bit more doable and a little bit more tolerable, especially in the Scottish weather. So I find myself buying more of these shorts than I do the jerseys now. There is a couple of drawbacks. The first one is there's no pockets in the Authentics. So because there's no pockets, where do you put your phone? And similar to the other pair I was mentioning earlier, crossbody bag. That seems to be an ongoing trend, and if you check out my other video that I've done, the Nike RPM series, I cover the Nike crossbody bags as well as the backpack. So that is a perfect solution for wearing shorts without any pockets. And then I've got a hoodie that's got a pocket inside. Problem solved. The second thing is the price. Again, these retail anywhere between £100 and £130 for one pair. They also have the Just Don series, which you'll see littered all over eBay, Depop, Vinted, that people are trying to sell the replicas of these Just Don shorts. And it's a real shame, because the Just Don series, I'm not in the financial position to be spending that amount of money on a pair of shorts. But when I do get the chance to get one, then I will be doing a video on them, because I'm very keen to see what the quality is like. These will stand the test of time a lot better than the Swingman series or Nike, Mitchell Ness, doesn't matter. These are very hard wearing, excellent materials used. Stitching details and all the logos is just next level. So these here, again, expensive, but highly worth investing in. If you're looking for something that little bit special, I highly recommend getting some of these shorts or some of these jerseys. There's a lot to choose from out there, And yes, it's a bit of a bummer that there's so many counterfeit items on the market just now, so please be extra careful when you're buying and do your due diligence and go on Reddit, and there's plenty of forums you can go and ask people. So I'm almost at 400 subscribers. Please subscribe if you've not already and hit the notification bell so that any new videos that come online you'll get notified for that. If you like the video, hit the like button, and if you get any questions, hit them down in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. In particular, anything regarding the shorts or the jerseys, I'll do my very best and give you my honest opinion. Until next time.